Can you hear me?
Hello.
Hello. Okay. Welcome to Quora 2023. There are 13 presentations in this session. First presentation, dear Hamedi. Next presentation, dear Mother Al-Mufti.
Yeah.
Okay. You can share your screen.
Yeah. Okay. 1 minute.
Hello, Doctor. How are you?
Thank you.
Good afternoon, respectful lecturers.
Good afternoon. Yeah, we can see.
Yeah.
You can start.
Okay. Thank you very much, Doctor.
Right.
I am Mudar Al-Mufti. My presentation my presentation title toward a conceptual model for citizen adoption of e-government service in development countries. Hello, everyone. The content of my presentation includes introduction, a plan, program, background, literature review, research question, objective, research model, methodology, research plan, and conclusion. In the introduction, the use of information and communication technology, ICT, has become essential part of daily life of all people because it contributed to benefit from the service it provides in all aspects. The progress of countries around the world is measured by the electronic service they provide and the quality of the service provided by the public and private sector. The most important features of information and communication technology is the speed of access to the service at any time, anywhere, and with minimum effort. Additional, the e-service, if the e-service provide the reducing the cost, reducing the service implementation time, and decreasing the effect. Government need to understand the factor and challenge that affect citizen to accept the new service and accept the new technology that lead to determine the level of adoption of this service, which is still low in development countries. E-government refer to use the information technology IT to redesign administrative function, improve service to public, and release democracy. State the e-government failure in many countries is related to technology, organization, public, and social, and other factors. These factors
Sorry. Can you continue the slide?
Sorry? Yeah. I am still in the introduction. How many minutes I have?
14.
Sorry?
5 to maximum.
5?
10.
5 to 10. 15.
Yeah.
Okay. The important index now in the world, the EGDI. The EGDI, the index issue from the United Nations to to see the e-government index in the world. This index contains from 3 factors. The first one is online service index. The second one is the telecommunication infrastructure of the index. The second one is the human capital index. These 3 factors contain the EGDI e-government development index. The Iraq is in Iraq now in 146 in this index. All index content of 193 countries, and the other countries, the Arab countries and the development countries, is still in the low level of this index. The public sector in the Iraq, we have the public sector in Iraq still have a challenge to affect the e-government. Iraq is considered one of the most dangerous countries. I introduced the new conceptual model to help understand the factor that contributed to end user accept of e-government service in general in development countries and Iraq. The success of e-government adoption in the development countries can be high dependent on the external environment, not just the internal environment, also the external environment. Many studies show that the excellent relationship between development of information and communication technology, the development of the government, is necessary to take advantage of interactive service provided by the government to increase the benefit of the e-government. In the literature review, we have many of model to measure the new service adaptation or the e-government adaptation. The most widely used this model, UT-AUT, this unified theory of accept and use technology. Other models you can use also such as TAM1, technology accept model 1 or 2 or 3, DOI, and another model. I answer of 3 questions in the my paper. What are the factors that contributed to the end user accept the e-government service in development countries and Iraq? And the second one, what is the impact of external factor? The external factor include political, economic, social, and technology on the end user accept of the e-government service in development countries and Iraq. And the third one, the third question, what are the major challenge and benefit to the end user accept to the government service in development countries? And in the objective, I need to answer for these 3 questions. How to identify the factor that contribute to the end user accept the e-government service, how to examine the impact of the factor of external factor, political, economic, social, and technology, and what is the major challenge and benefit of the end user accept the e-government service. The research model, my research model content to a hybrid model, content from 2 models, UT-AUT and PASTE model. I speak before about the UT-AUT, and I explain the UT-AUT content from 4 main factors: performance expectancy and effort expectancy, social influence, and facility condition. This factor, each one for these factors contain the question we need to answer to analyze the factors contributed the end user to accept the new model. For example, the performance expectancy, such how you can extend the individual beliefs that using technology will improve the performance and productivity and content factors such as perceived usefulness, perceived easy of use. The effort, the factor related to the degree of ease of easy use this technology, such as this technology is easy or difficult. Social influence, this represent the degree to which the individual perceive that other believe he or she should use the particle system. And the last one represent the individual to use technology effectiveness, such as the availability of resource, technical support, and training. And the second model content 4 factors: political, economic, and social, and technology. My model mix between these two model, UT-AUT and best model. The research try to identify the critical factor effective e-government user certification to order to develop the structure and conceptual to the end user acceptance. I used the mixed mode methodology and include quantitative and qualitative methodology will be used in the research to increase both the reliability and validity for the data. The methodology contains the literature review, the data collection, data analysis, and develop the process model and evaluate the process. The conclusion, we have processed a hyper-conceptual model to study the adoption of the government from the perspective of Iraqi citizen. Our new conceptual model is based on the UT-AUT model and BEST framework. The process model helped to increase the e-government performance and reduce the gap between the design and reliability of the e-government in the Arab countries in general and the Iraq in particular. Mixed model methodology include the quantitative and qualitative methodology will be used in the research to increase the reliability and validity of evaluate data. Thank you very much.
Thank you for presentation. Is there any question?
Yeah.
Thanks again. Next
you.
presentation, dear Hamidi.
Doctor, sorry, we have one author have a job, so now it's free. Beida.
I am not here.
I'm here. Good afternoon, respectful participants.
Dear Sinav, what's paper title?
You listen to me? There is sound? Okay. The title is Analyzing the Employee Turnover by Using Decision Tree Algorithm.
Okay.
Yeah. This is Mr. Also Kurdo Ahmed.
Yeah.
I'm lecturer of the Department of the Business Administration, College of Administration and Economics, Bayan University from the Iraq in Erbil.
Sorry. You can share your screen.
Okay. You can see now my slides.
Yeah, no
Okay.
problem. You can start.
Okay. The introduction of our title, which that's written by me and my colleague, respectful Dr. Sahaduddin Rashid Ahmed. Now is, as you know, is present here. The introduction of our title is in knowledge-based organization, employee turnover is significant challenge. Frequently, a company competitive advantage can be tracked back to the ticket knowledge of its employees, which is lost when those employees depart. If a company is secure about the remaining ahead of the competition, it must do everything possible to prevent its employees from leaving in droves. Another point is to comprehend the factor contributing to employee turnover in enterprises. This article examines employees turnover. The worker was assigned to one of several recruitment attraction categories, primarily based on employees' demographic and employment history information. The last point is, the last point is Python was used to develop decision tree models and rule sets. A predictive model was constructed using the result of the developed rule sets and decision tree models to predict future employees turnover. The aim of our research is the change in workplace policies that benefit employees and increase retention rates are not merely a nice gesture by the employees. It is a top priority for many businesses to reduce staff attraction costs. So it's prudent to employ data decision science to investigate the contributing factor. We advise executives that prevent this from occurring. The methodology. A decision tree is a graphical representation of a set of options from which an organization must choose the most suitable option. Decision trees are a subtype of classification tree that sort in states. Just a minute, I have a dean of my university here. Okay, I will do it. Sorry for interrupting. The dean of our university visit me to participate in this presentation. The decision trees are stable classification. Tree that instance into the categories and based on the priority value. Each node and the limb of decision tree represents a distinct characters of an instance that must be classified. From the root node outward, instances are ordered by the value of the three feature. A greedy algorithm that build tree using a top-down recursive divide and connect effectiveness is the fundamental method for the decision tree induction. Due to the effectiveness and ease of the implementation, glouting techniques are extensively employed despite the fact that they frequently produce suboptimal models. One alternative is to start from scratch. Remember that our average rate of employee turnover is 23.81%. The quantity of employees who leave the organization is readily apparent. The result of our article, a singular decision tree was produced by Python, which 8 nodes. Their subtrees and mass classification rate of 33.5% of all attributes were at least for salary. 49% for length of service, 11 12% for second and 12% for rank. These demonstrate that an employee's decision for remaining which a company is primarily influenced by their salary and tenure. The enhanced decision tree generated for distance, single tree, and multiply tree interactions, which tree size ranging for the 5 to 15 nodes. As you can see, this is the chart of the the methodology or methodology triangle cultures. And the last one, as you can see, this is the result of our article. And as a conclusion, using the the foregoing decision tree, we can provide the following management recommendations for reducing employee turnover. First, the value of the satisfied employees cannot be exerted according to the main management. Everyone should strive to maintain a job satisfaction score of 0.46 or higher. Second, if it fails, management should focus on the dissatisfied employees who are only assigned to two projects and have assessment score below 0.575. They will likely be terminated or laid off. The last one, all employed with range of 0.81 of highest achievers and who put in an average of more than 216 hours per month should be treated with extra care regardless of their job satisfaction. Thank you for all.
Thank you for presentation. Is there any question? Thanks again. Next presentation. Dear Muar. You can start.
My name is Bakhar Moin Ahmed. Here Shahir, I have run university, graduate school science and emerging earlier technology department, enhance data hiding using some attribute of color image. Contents, abstract, introduction, relating work, the need of our work, research, question, methodology, experiment, study, result, conclusion, reference. Abstract image are on the most communication multimedia and human correspondence because some features of this image can be used to read important message. Each image has different characteristics and the hiding method depends on the characteristic of the image used. Introduction, steganograph, technical, lightage, individual communication on the unanswered channels to the control scientific data among the other digital content, making it difficult if not impossible for third party to decipher the information. Text, photo, and sound and moving picture can all be used to create covers. Pictures are frequently used as a cover to channel the confirmation because the content and great deal of data and modeling individual bits has the later effect on the first of the finishing. Relating work this section because server message for collect information about digital image include as color, picture type, and Stanford Conference. The need of our work, the importance of the study in climate and inequality, what are used definitely conveyed in the reality data. Data is very useful, especially in the event data sending incorrect message. My result about as incorrect experimenting the subset of explanation. Experiment study will include image analysis the region of interest that are of the image that require futures experiment. Experiment study zero order hold improvement by represent brightest pixel value, thus creating blocky effective. Research chart and the following chart are the result comparing the number of image with value BCNR SNR. Chart BCNR character, chart 200 character, 300 character, 400 character, 500 character. Result solution image. The result of the following chart are compared with the number of 5. Chart image result 200 chart, 300 chart, 400, 500. Conclusion: the work in this is has present execute tenement of product explain data are embedded and cover image using the steganograph method in which the send was implemented according to data element is very useful, especially in the event seeding content message my arrays debates as contains experiment the presence of the feeding of the present where image are included very normally well information this hidden abstract algorithm. Thank you.
Thank you for presentation. Next presentation, Dear Tahir.
Next presentation by she need to present.
Sorry, what's paper title?
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, my name is Beda Ahmed. My name is Beda Mohammed. My presentation is going to be about dispersion parameters of PVA, PAAM, SP203 nanocomposites prepared by casting solution method. The introduction. In this study, several optical and structural properties of polymers were investigated to determine how anatomy, antimony, trioxide SP203 addition affected them. Several films have been produced for this purpose by adding SP203 to polymers at varying concentrations using the casting procedure. Between 200 and 1,100 nanometer, the transmittance and absorbance spectra were analyzed. All the properties of the indirect allowed transitions have been calculated, including its absorption, extinction, and index of refraction, real and imaginary dielectric constant, and energy gap. Since the absorption coefficient was less than 104 centimeter, the experimental result indicated the electronic transitions could occur indirectly. Increasing the sp2O3 concentration increased the index of refraction refraction and extinction coefficient. Similar energy gap were predicted by the Taug and Wimple Di Domenico model. The methodology: in advanced preparation, the polymeric solution used to produce the polymer films was produced by combining PVA with a molecular weight of 18,000 to 12,000 and purity 99% with PAM with molecular weight Dalton greater than 500 million and purity 99.9%, and then doping the mixture with varying concentrations of sp2O3 nano particles according to table 1. Okay, this way the weight added to 60 ml of distilled water in a glass beaker equipped ingredients were blended for an additional hour at 80 Celsius before being placed onto 5 centimeter diameter petri dish and left to dry for a week. According to digital micrometer readings, the thickness of the sample is approximately 80 ml. Using optical microscopy, the structural feature were examined using a spectrophotometer. We recorded the transmittance and absorbance spectra in the 200-1100 nanometer wavelength range. Result: figure 1 display optical microscope picture of PVA PAM and PVA PAM sp2O3 nanocomposites with the various sp2O3 concentrations. The magnificent power was 40x of the nanocomposites successfully synthesized with the homogeneous and fine depression of the sp2O3 in the matrix. These images show that the matrix were homogeneous with a good distribution of sp2O3 in the blend. When the sp2O3 ratio increased, there are significant change. The contribution of sp2O3 revealed many changes in all of these films without aggregations or effect of transparency. Furthermore, increasing the sp2O3 ratio improved the fine distribution significantly, as shown in figure 1C. So the conclusion: the sp2O3 contribution substantially improved the optical properties as measured by the structural and optical aspects. Optical microscopy revealed that the method produced nanocomposites with a uniform distribution by incorporating additional sp2O3 particles. The absorption coefficient, extinction coefficient, and refractive index of the composites were enhanced, and the energy gap was diminished as predicted by the single oscillator model. The static refractive index of PVA PAM sp2O3 composites increased with the increasing dopant fraction. and the value of EG and EO were calculated. The energy disparity was comparable to what the Tauc and Wimble Di Domenico model had predicted. According to the result, PVA, PAM, SP203 nanocomposites can be used to create optical devices. Thank you.
Thank you for presentation. Next presentation.
I want to present.
Okay, you can start. Dear Sama, you can start.
Okay, now just 1 minute.
Okay.
I want to share screen.
Yeah.
Okay, now my presentation is show.
Yeah, you can start.
Okay, my presentation about evaluation and analyze data from Twitter data by using hybrid convolutional neural network and long short memory. We have introduction. The central theme for this thesis is the design of an spec-based sentiment analysis model for the classification of online Italian automotive forms commands. The work starts with designing a strategy for collecting information about target formats to make it possible to develop a machine learning based sentiment classification model. The study involved applying the CNN and LTSM model. This work has been designed as a two-stage convolutional neural network and long shared memory classification in all this paper. It was compared with a one-step classifier to detect the pretense about some topics, and eventually the sentiment achieved an accuracy of 96.78% for all comments. The aim of this paper and this study, deep learning is regulated by linearly increasing sentiment analysis and linearly reducing data analysis. Among other things, a thorough investigation is essential for better sentiment analysis, as evidenced by the following points. In this study, deep learning is regulated by linearly increasing sentiment analysis and linearly reducing data analysis, among other things. A thorough investigation is essential for better sentiment analysis, as evidenced by the following points. Sentiment analysis categorization equals the energy of time pixels divided by the duration. High energy with a short duration will result in a high power, which the transmitter may not handle. In this slide, we have the methodology. We have a single sentence, and we have two directional, and max point layer and softmax. Here we also have a methodology. Here we have a single void and by large shared memory and embedding layer. Here we have the result. Each comment must specify the sentiment polarity about every identified topic. For annotation, it has been chosen a 5-degree polarity, very negative, neutral, positive, and very positive, plus the additional relevant for topics that have not been mentioned. Moreover, together with the sentiment polarities, it must also be specified if present and recognize the manufacturer and the car model and the overall sentiment of the comment without referring to any topic. Those last annotation have not been used for this work, but maybe in future results they come helpful. And now for a total of 124 and 309 comments have been shortfall and divided into chunks of 250 words each to make possible the labeling involving crowd sync using CNN and LTSM from the global data. The main reason for this choice comes from invaluable deadline and the need for adequately large training data set. Naturally, the labeling of all the downloaded comments is unfeasible, so it had been involved with about 20 people. Most of them, because of obvious reasons, had labeled just one chunk of statements. It was provided a guide where it specified the way to do the annotation to reduce shorted as much as possible to make the useful information needed for making the decision. The labels should be chosen using a drop-down menu. In the case of irrelevant title, the cell should be left blank to speed up the process that made the labeling more user-friendly than annotating directly on the CSV file. And here also result. Here we have conclusion. The goal of this work was to apply sentiment analysis to the automotive data set on online Italian format comments. The chosen strategy involved machine learning approaches, and since it does not already exist suitable data set, the first approach was to collect one with some manually designed script. I have been created some popular formats, optional, almost 1,200 comments. Even if the subject of the sentiment was a particular manufacturer, comments have been taken from every discussion of any manufacturer to inject some noise, which is helpful to avoid biases. From a preliminary look at the topic most treated into the forms has been selected a list of argumented for which every comment must be labeled, selecting a sentiment polarity between very positive, neutral, negative, and very negative, plus an additional element for saying that in the comment that argument is not the class engine. Since it is one of the most popular, even if not plenty of data at all, and which explains reference to the engine making the classification easier. In this work, a two-stage convolutional neural network, a long short memory classification has been designed in all its parts. It was compared with a one-step classifier to detect some topics, intents, and eventually the sentiment, achieving an accuracy of 96.78% for all comments. You have reference here. Any question? Thank you so much.
Is there any question? Thank you for presentation. Next presentation.
Yeah,
Salam
please.
alaikum.
Aleyküm selam.
Can I
What's
start?
paper title? Paper title? Okay, you can start.
Yes, moving objective detection based off enhancement yellow VT model prepared by Makram Salahuddin. So the introduction, object detection are the critical aspect of the computer vision, and deep learning had the lead scientific advantage in this area. As a segmentation and locationization and improve the use of deep model. Two-stage have high identification precision in this detector. First one, the detect by yellow, and the second one make popular in this wide range of application. So the aim of this presentation, make a new real-time movement objective detection is to reduce reduction interface and training cost and strong detection performance to preview the object detection approval. So the first, specifically the aim of this work, first stage detection and the second stage improve the yellow background subtraction in this video frame. So also the second stage is the improvement in the CNN for classification that identify the ROAS. Methodology. The first part in this methodology, first step, it will be input original image. And the second stage.
Continue slide. Can you continue slide?
Sorry? The second stage is raising the input image. The third stage divide the image into the grade. It's yes, it will go through the grade responsible for the predicted. If no, it will be in detection objective. After the whole stage, it will be go to the determine the bounding box.
Sorry. Can you continue slide?
This
You
is,
must change slide.
I change it.
First slide.
No, I changed it in the methodology slide.
You can change.
I changed it. I think there is a problem in my internet.
We are not seeing.
I think we have problem in the internet here. I am now in the result. What did you see? I shared the result slide.
No. You can stop share and start share. Yeah.
Did you see now?
Yeah, no
Result?
problem.
Yeah, this
methodology. Okay. You can continue.
Okay, this improvement by YOLO VT was implemented using the Python program language in Anaconda distribution. This measure library are using the OpenCV. So this is the first branch in the dataset. I used the Pascal Vos dataset to popular dataset for object detection task. This includes the identification object in the mental moving the object detection. And the dataset have a lot of image to detect the object detection. So this is here the snapshot result as a detection in my dataset. And this is the accuracy table accuracy by using recall and the precision and accuracy for each step for YOLO V1 and YOLO V2 and YOLO V3. And I also compared my result with the previous result I see here in reference part, 3 reference, and the last row, it's my accuracy and my recall and my precision. For the conclusion, the detection of moving objective, this used to identification the physical movement as objective practical place to preview the viewers moving the objective detection. And also, as I see, I use it in my result, in my methodology, I use the YOLO V3 to detection the image. It's also this research topic related to computer vision and video processing. And I get good accuracy in my result, like 95% in this article. So in this article, the effect in moving the object detection model is the proposal to distribute the impact of the issue, especially in terms of detection, 10D objective, and improve the YOLO V2. This is my reference. I use it to compare with my result. And thank you.
Thank you for presentation. Is there any question? Next presentation.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, paper. What's paper 2?
My paper, a real-time
Real-time.
speaker. Yeah, a
Okay,
real-time speaker. You can start.
Okay, you can start. You can start.
Thank you. A real-time speaker derivation system based on conventional neural network architecture. The context, the general context, if I have the 2 persons, we need to speak together or separated, we can, we can divide it if we have two person, S1, for example, speak in English language, and S2, for example, speak in Indian language, speak together, I need to segment the voice into many parts segmentation. This derivation, if the first one speak, hi, how are you? This is the first part. Hello. The second part, I am also good. The third part, we can divide it the voice into part. The first source, the audio, and then transition to the sections, and then label this section. The first one, hi, speaker one, how, speaker two, and the problem for this paper, how can speaker derivation become a lot of challenge when multi-speaker talk at the same time or overlap with each other. Individual voice can be very based on the factor like emotion, speak volume, microphone quality, and recording condition. A speaker derivation raises a privacy concern. It is involved with the analysis, the identity of individual voice. Also, we have another problem if I multi-speaker have a similar voice characters or speaking style. It can be challenged the difference between them. Development accuracy speaker derivation model require a large amount of label of training data. Accuracy speaker derivation can be more efficiency when you use a large audio data set or real-time application. You can process this approach through the speaker derivation using the intelligent artificial technology or real-time derivation and detection. The graph explain how you can make the derivation, optimize the sound using the many algorithms such as CNN model for real-time application, investigate the CNN-based derivation system, and enhance the quality for the sound using this algorithm. You can also evaluate the user certification of CNN-based derivation system through the user studies and feedback. You can also develop the evaluation framework to measure the performance of CNN derivation system. In this slide, we have, I read a lot of the literature review in this field. I compare the result with my result. I use the Vox lab as the data set of the sound. This is the simulation result for the literature review and compare with my result. This slide, the flowchart of speaker derivation system. When I input the audio, well, the phases to analysis the audio and the result. And we can see here the model architecture and the training divided into many layers. Each layers, in each layer's label and starting time and ending time. Also in this slide, we can see the starting time, end time, and the label for the source for training dataset. Here you can see the graph result. We have to see the training and testing loss and training and testing accuracy. Also, we can see the confusion matrix for male emotion in this slides, and when start, when end, and the label for each one, and the approach used for this structure. Conclusion, speaker derivation offer administrative to various application, enhance transaction accuracy, enable real-time sentiment analysis in call center, and provide into media content, personalize the voice control assistant, and support psychology research and therapy. We have to understand and personalize the different domain to control for this material. We can improve the accuracy. This is the future work. We can improve the accuracy of transaction by automatic identify and labeling speaker based on their state, by accuracy detecting the state of both customer and agent. Call center can identify the issues and monitor the customer certification. Speaker derivation can be able to analyze the media content such as TV, show, movie, and broadcast. Thank you for attention. If you have any question, I am ready.
Okay, thank you.
Hello, can I start?
What's paper title?
New microstrip batch antenna about L1 band using for global positioning system.
Okay, you can start.
Hello, new microstrip. My presentation about a new microstrip batch antenna designed for L1 band using for global positioning system. The outlines, aim of the work, introductions, applications, the proposed antenna simulation results, and next step. Aim of the work: designing a new microstrip batch antenna that operates in L1 band frequency. Study the characteristic of the designed antenna and improve it by the parametric study. Compare all the obtained results with other published work. Introduction. Microstrip batch antenna consists of three conditions layers that are a conducting batch on the side and the dielectric substrate with a ground plane on the other side. In general, microstrip antenna known as printed antenna. Common microstrip batch antenna shape are square, rectangular, circular, and elliptical. By any continuous shape is possible. Below most common shapes of microstrip batch antenna. Object of the antenna designed to operate in L1 band frequency. At resonant frequency, FR is equal 1.575 gigahertz. Application of designed antenna. The designed antenna used for global positioning system GPS. Antenna geometrical details: elliptical microstrip batch antenna with ring slot in the batch and partial ground as shown in the figure below. Antenna dimensions: the size of the designed antenna is 65, 89, and 1.6 millimeter cubic. Antenna parameters: we use the dielectric substrate FR4, which has epsilon r equal 4.3 and height 1.6 millimeter and tangent 0.002. The software used: use the CST programs to make the simulation and obtain the results. Simulation results. The optimum value after parametric study of the antenna design is shown in the table below. Necessary equations. The elliptical batch antenna. The resonant frequency FR determines the dimension of microstrip batch antenna. So it's determined by the equations below. S11 results. the return loss S11 equal minus 32.33 dB at the resonant frequency 1.578 gigahertz. Gain results, the value of gain at resonant frequency FR يساوي equal 1.575 gigahertz is equal to 1.2 dB. Next step, upgrade the elliptical microstrip patch antenna for more bands. Investigate the effect of changing the substrate of the characteristic with different thickness. Suggest different shapes for multi-bands. Thank you.
Thank you. Tirbara.
Aye. Hello,
Hello, Abdul Nasser.
Abdul Nasser Rafet.
Yeah, you can start.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Hi, everyone. I'm Abdul Nasser Fashakh, PhD student from Alton Bash University, Department Electrical and Computer Engineering. I will share my presentation.
Okay.
Okay. My title provides secure and efficient big data Hadoop security mechanism using encryption algorithms. We can talk here abstract. This paper purposed a new method for enhancing the efficiency of file encryption and decryption in Hadoop by utilizing AES. We mean advanced encryption standard, and OTP, we mean one-time bad encryption algorithms, which improve file encryption, dimension, and the speed, and runs simulation decryption computation in the map task to boost performance. The bare-bust method aim to protect HDFS, what's mean Hadoop distributed file systems, and solve the challenges of securing big data, including fake data, loose, and the speed with encryption and vulnerable mapper. Introduction. By the introduction of our paper, we provide a brief overview of the importance of cybersecurity in protecting computer system, software, program, and information authorized use, exposure, transfer, modification, or loss. The highlight the challenges that arise when dealing with big data, including privacy constraints, scalability, and performance difficulties. The introduction also mentioned the need for efficient data access control and safety management rule to handle huge data, which require to use a new system for managing data. The section conclude by stating that document aims to provide insight into various algorithms and techniques used in data security. Main problem of research cybersecurity experts have in defining the potential to apply machine learning technology to better process and evaluate their data in recent years. The problem that is that cybersecurity specialized lack the appropriate artificial intelligence training to apply machine learning technology to their difficulties. One critical issue is that they do not understand how to features extracted from cybersecurity related information, or how to pre-process data set from machine learning algorithm within edge computing environment. A deep learning approach is more effective for analyzing IoT device network traffic. Edge computing aids is in reducing the size of the intermediate node, which is less in size than input data, because of compiling, extracting features and efficient learns system procedures from its dataset. The small steps in machine learning approach include data. Also, we used methodology. This paper discuss various methodology related to big data, cybersecurity. It include use sorry, let me hide this one. Dempster, Schaeffer theory, and CC to create a framework for determining the best place to grow orange trees. The geographic information system for distance wide techno was used to assess interpolated mapping for each parameter. The document also discussed the SMR framework, which is privacy and security there, covering HD, FS, and the MR layers, mean, map, reduce. The AES algorithm was found to be the best among all encryption algorithms in terms of flexibility, security, memory norm, encryption, and power consumption rate. The document also highlight the importance safeguarding distributing programming framework and using techniques such as Kerberos identification to establish faith and make sure the present security guidelines have been headed to start. Also, it also discussed the Bushnell to apply machine learning technology to better process and develop data in recent years. The document here also highlights some of the challenges associated with big data, such as loss of speed with encryption, Flow Mapper. Also, here some simple Python script for extracting features, as well as some educational materials from machine learning study and cybersecurity education. We must record the probe request frame to detected access point client. We can accomplish it similarity to how we did in the Python script for the SSID, same for using Scrap to capture the probe request framework. We must provide the Python script for detecting access point client is as flowing. Understand how a wireless attack occurs in critical from the standpoint of pen tester when a client device and base station communication. The authentication frame must be sent anytime the client wish to be disconnected. IB will send the authentication frame in response to the client frame. An attacker can exploit their return procedure by mimicking the victim's MAC address and sending the deauthentication message to the IB, address protocol. Therefore, the client link to the IB is severed the Python script used to pull out the deauthentication attacks flow. Here, this samples example of data we used with the personal information for this, and this example of data with key attribute. For here, these figures is explain how this algorithm is working, and this here finding an awful method based on the AES and OTP algorithm will be used to encode the file on the HDFS. The file is evenly spaced and encoded by a big magnitude of key length, like mean 384 bits, the key length of IES as well as OTP are placed to 125, 28 as well as 256 bits. And we employed the IES algorithm in the cyber block clustering with ECB method that also among the most famous block cyber algorithm and suitable for managing HDFS components. And here we utilized the O2B algorithm as a stream cipher to keep the plain text with the same span, the decode, the big data distribute, Hadoop file, the user hold, the private key, since symmetrical encryption is stronger and much more abrogatory in the situation than asymmetrical encryption. A researcher utilized the application server would produce a random key whenever the user requests to transfer a file to HDFS, and subsequently partition it into two keys so that it may be used with many encryption and decryption techniques, include IAS as well as O2B. Our method applied the decryption and encryption process to the characters in the file above, and we can see this in above figure 3, display encryption or decryption procedure for the file in details as stated in the past algorithm magazine. Here, in conclusion, the paper focus on a cloud-based big data security and the contents of the Hadoop framework to make sure strong of data in Hadoop is secure. HDFS big data file are encrypted using the suggest technique O2B and IAS algorithms. We merge together the experiment finding demonstrate that the newly purposed algorithm method improve decryption speed and run simulation decryption computation in the map task to boost performance, to increase data encryption efficiency, and to protect Hadoop utilizing structured data. Research want to use concurrent encryption procedures in future development. Here my references. Thank you for listening. Any question?
Thank you. Okay, next presentation. Dear Baran. Dear Baran, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I hear you, but my internet is
Okay.
very bad.
You could start.
Okay, no problem. Okay. Sir, do you hear me?
Yeah, you can start.
Okay. My name Barata Yasin. This my title, drug target interrogation prediction using convolutional neural network. Introduction. The aim of this research is to develop a system for drug target interrogation prediction using artificial intelligence, which involves development of both machine learning and deep learning based systems. Applied to the DDI corpus data, the single CNN model achieved performance with an F1 score of 0.82 plus minus 0.012 for the single model and 0.81 plus 0.015 for the ensemble model using deep learning based convolutional neural network CNN with an approved accuracy of 90.7200, which is an extraordinary achievement. Contribution of study of study. In this research, as artificial intelligence-based techniques of both machine learning and deep learning have become more widely used, drug target interrogation performance problem have been exposed in its use and particular application for prediction of drugs. We also try to understand and identify the current important principles of the different paradigms of analytics and different data pipeline methods for drug target interrogation prediction using CNN achieving respectively in predicate. Drug target interrogation using artificial intelligence has become a problem worthy of research compared to exciting traditional drug predication system. The research related to performance optimization of artificial intelligence-based predication system is still limited in the domain of drug predication. Ideally, if the machine learning and deep learning based system could be followed over this problem, the drug target prediction effect will be measured more accurately and individually. Lead to a measuring of the cohort effect since the all-based techniques would be followed with more accuracy and large-scale data and remaining high performance. We want to make use of CNN and deep learning to forecast drug target interrogation. In this research, it has been estimated that 500 of hospital admission and admission rates similar to that of cancer are a result of prevent harm from medication safety and care harms is an important subject of research because of the high prevalence of medication errors reported in this setting. This figure of methodology, the fallout of approach being followed. Data's description. The DDI curves is an annotated curves containing 502 pharmacology substitution and 5,000 DDI pairs, not including non-class, derived from text selected from the drug bank database and 233 midline abstract. Each sentence is a noted XML entry. DDI are classified as the following. Advice: the statement is a recommendation or advice given against the use of two drugs commonly. Effect: the statement description what happens pharmacologically or the protein when two drugs are administered together. Mechanism: the statement describes a pharmacological interaction. INT: the statement establishes that an interaction occurs without providing further information. None: the statement does not describe a drug-drug interaction. For the CNN, we randomly initialized an embedding layer to represent each word in the sentence as a vector. This is followed by a convolutional layer with a window of size 3 next. The outputs of this layer are based to max polling layer followed by present, who had embarrassed preceding post-intervention and as such the result can be inferred to the nursing home population. The training curve for our combined CNN, the curve shows the best validation score occurring at the around 20 epochs was used to train our combined CNNs for the ensemble model. The gap between the training curve and validation curve seem fairly. Training and validation. Okay. A convolutional neural network can estimate the importance of the individual features in the future vector. After training, the calculating the variable importance research providers for different measures, which are defined in the manual for the reference convolutional neural network implements. In this research, we demonstrate a CNN and CVM to predicate a direct target interrogation given a piece of text. Performance of the single CNN and SVM model were similar with trade-offs being made between predication and recall between the two types of models. There are many avenues to explore for improving these models. Use of a pre-trained embedding layer rather than a randomly initializing one has led to increased performance for many neural network models on two different data sets. In addition, many models also include position embeddings that encode the distance between the two interacting drugs. Incorporating this feature into future single CNN models may be able to widen the performance gap between the single and ensemble model. Class imbalance in the DDI curves was major obstacles in terms of model performance. In future work, we will attempt to predicate specific knowledge gaps in the literature, pointing towards an effective means of predication and possibly driving DDI discovery. Thank you, sir.
Thank you for presentation. Next presentation, dear Rüya Zake Kamal.
Sir, I have another PDF file presentation. So now our
SVM or CNN? SVM. Dear Varan,
yeah,
drug target interaction prediction using support vector machine.
okay.
You can start.
Yeah. Sure. Mhm. Notation. The title of this PDF file, drug target intercation predication using support vector machine. Introduction. The aim of this research is to develop a system for drug target intercation predication using artificial intelligence with a development of both machine learning and deep learning based system. Contribution of the study. The research contribution of this dissertation are given by in this research as artificial intelligence based techniques, both machine learning and deep learning have become more widely used. Drug target intercation performance problems have been exposed and its use in partial application for prediction of drugs. We also try to understand and identify the current important principles of the different paradigms of analytic and different data applying methods for drug target intercation. Prediction using the SVM achieving of accuracy. Problem statement. Drug target intercation using artificial intelligence has become a problem worthy of research compared to exciting traditional drug predication system. The research related to performance optimization of artificial intelligence-based predication system is still limited in the domain of drug prediction. Ideally, if the machine learning and deep learning based system could be followed over this problem, the drug target predication effect will be measured more accurately and vitally led to measuring of the cohort effect. Scientists all basic techniques would be followed with more accuracy and large-scale data and the remaining high performance. We want to make use of SVM in machine learning technique, the four-case drug target intercation prevalence in this research. This figure of methodology, that is data test description. The DI corpus is a native corpus containing 18,000 pharmacology subsystem and 5,000 DDI pairs, not including non-class, derived from text selected from the drug bank database and 233 midline abstract. Each sentence is a native XML entry containing the sentence text drug pair. position of each drug in the pair as it appears in text, and type of DDI described. Each statement can contain multiple drug substances and therefore have multiple combination drugs pairs and interaction cadence. Result: two-step proximity EG network seeded from the terms used to select the depreciation cohort on intercation. Each weight denotes the proximity values only shown for drug target intercation. Node colors denote term type. Drug red, medical term blue, neutral predicator green, or Allegrein yellow, non-showed. Each color denotes known DDI, red, ADR blue, or DI green. Gray nodes denote unknown association, each with both ADR and DI are shown in the sign. Darker lighter colors denote metric, semi-metric. Each drug terms fluoxamine used in inclusion centra had two connection in network and was therefore omitted. This result discussing a convolution neural network can estimate in the importance of individual features in the future vector after training to calculate the variable importance research purpose for different measures, which are defined in the manual of the reference convolutional neural network implemented. Data set, methodology, number of drug, number of targets, number of known DTIs, accuracy. Conclusion: in this research, we demonstrate SAVM to predicate drug target intercation given a piece of text. Performance of the single SAVM model were similar, with trade-off being made between prediction and recall between the two types of model. There are many avenues to explore for improving these models. Use the pre-trained embedding layer rather than a randomly initialized one has led to increased performance for many neural network models on two different datasets. In addition, many models also include position embedding that
Thank you for presentation. Dear Mohammed, paper title, Developing at Efficient VGG 19-based model and transfer learning for detecting acute lymphoblastic leukemia. Okay. Dear Rüya Zake Kemal Baba or Soydan Sertaş, paper title, plaka tanıma sistemleri ve hibrit bir sistem önerisi. It is not online, okay. For presentation, for completed, is there any question?
Sure, I will go. Is that okay?
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
See you next organization.
See you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. You are welcome.
Thank you. Bye.